Now, there are some distilleries where the story isn't just in the whiskey. It's actually in the land, in the buildings, in the people, and sometimes, unfortunately, in the mistakes of the past. Now, this week's Distillery of the Week is an unusual one, but one worth mentioning. It's the Clyde Mill Distillery in Bothwell, Tasmania. Yep, you heard that right. Tasmania is producing some excellent whiskey. Now, the Clyde Mill Distillery was once known as the Nant Distillery, and I'll be honest, when I first came across it, I focused on the sort of romantic part of the story, the old mill, the Tasmanian landscape that the mill sits in, and the whiskey heritage. But Nant also carries a very dark chapter. Years ago, investors were sold whiskey barrels under a buyback style scheme. Now, the promise was pretty simple. You buy the barrel, you let it mature, and the distillery would buy it back at a later stage at an agreed price. Now, when this is managed properly, it can be a very safe bet because you buy the cask for, let's say, £2,500, and the distillery will buy it back in, say, 5 years' time at an annual interest rate of, let's say 8%. So, simply put, you invest the 2.5k, you get 3.6k back in 5 years, and that is guaranteed. However, after Nant collapsed, serious allegations followed. Court documents later alleged that some barrels were never filled, or even had whiskey removed from them. Now, Keith Batt, he was the founder of Nant, he's faced hundreds of charges connected to the scheme. And though it's important to say that those are allegations, as he's not pleaded not guilty. But this is exactly why whiskey investing should never be treated like a shiny brochure and a handshake. You need proof of ownership. You need warehouse records. You need insurance. You need independent verification. And if someone offers you a guaranteed buyback, your first reaction shouldn't be excitement. It should be scrutiny. But here's where the story changes. Because the site itself didn't commit the sins of the past. The old mill, the Clyde River, the buildings, all the history attached to it, they were still there, waiting for someone to do things properly. And thankfully, in 2025, John and Annie Ramsay did just that. Local farmers, they took over the estate and relaunched it as the Clyde Mill Distillery. And from what I can see, this isn't just a rebrand, it is a full reset. They've reopened the site, they've brought the hospitality back using their own produce that they produce on the farm. They released whiskey under the Clyde Mill name and created their own gins and started laying down new spirit for the future. So for me, Clyde Mill is a reminder of two things. One, whiskey investing can be powerful, but only when due diligence is absolutely brutal. And second, a place can carry the scars but still be worthy of a second chapter. Clyde Mill isn't pretending the past didn't happen. They are trying to build something better on top of it. And that, for me, is a story worth watching. And that's why Clyde Mill Distillery is on my radar and is my Distillery of the Week. Now, if you want to know more about this fantastic distillery and what they are doing and how they are bringing the community back together after the Nant scandal, you can check them out by visiting www.clydemill.com.au, and it's spelled CLYDE Mill. All one word. And if you happen to be in Tasmania, I really suggest you go check them out. This isn't just whiskey, this is hospitality at its finest. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.